It is so nice to meet you, Letitia.
Nice to meet you too, Chris.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time and hanging out for a couple minutes. I love this. I'm a huge fan of westerns anyway. So when they're done right, and I just love them. And Surrounded is excellent. Was there any particular western film growing up that you loved that made you want to appear in a western?
Oh my goodness. Oh man. I'll be very honest with you. I didn't get the opportunity of seeing as many westerns as you would have gotten to see. I think, yeah, I didn't really get that opportunity. I only started to get into it truly around the time when I did Surrounded. So yeah, that was a part of my childhood I didn't get to experience. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's probably, that's okay. My dad made me at the time. When I was a kid, I didn't appreciate it. I was like, well, I don't want to watch another Western. It took me a little while to grow into it. Was there something specifically about the script then that really drew you to the genre?
Yeah, definitely. The world, how different it was in a world that I wasn't familiar with. So that felt nice because I always try to just challenge myself. I'm either in a sci-fi futuristic universe, in the Wild West. So it was really the script and the character too. How Mo Washington was really inspired by Cathay Williams, who was a real woman who, back in that time, Black women who hid in the men's troop
Mhm.
um, to survive really in the Civil War, and no one really knew about it until like years later. So those were the pulls for me to say yes to it.
Yeah. So, in fact, actually, that was part of my next question was, I think Mo Washington, she's just such a badass Western protagonist. I mean, I just loved her. And I wanted to know if there was anybody that was, real that you sort of based her off of. Was there anybody, like any characters who were fictional that you also based your performance off of?
Yeah, there's kind of like a film that's out. If you know it, you know it. But it was done by the director that also did The Harder They Fall. Um, Erica Badu plays the lead, and she's just phenomenal. She's in the Wild West. So some kicking some butt. So that was like one of the first projects that I looked at that I saw someone who I could look up to in that sense to inspire me. Yeah, that had a big effect on me. Yeah.
Amazing. And I don't want to spoil anything, but there's this scene involving a big giant boulder that was just gnarly. Did you throw out your shoulders at all slamming that thing around?
Um, I'm trying to remember.
Maybe I'm just getting old because I was watching it and I was like, oh no, your poor rotator cuffs.
I mean, no, thankfully, no, 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 I didn't.
Awesome. With the cinematography in this film is it's just absolutely gorgeous. Like, how much did the scenery in New Mexico help you feel like you were authentically in the late 1800s? Because I imagine this was quite different than a lot of the sci-fi green screen stuff that you've had to do before, right?
Yeah, 100%, all of it. The sun is really running away from you, so you have to get that shot. The terrain was also very different. Some days it'll be extremely hot. And then other days it's literally snowing. Like,
Hmm.
so, um, yeah, it's as real as you can get it to be. So that helped a lot to keep yourself in the world, that hat, everything. Oh my goodness. It was all just in sync. Yeah.
That's so funny because I was watching it with my fiance and I literally was like like at first I was like that looks so uncomfortable and so hot to wear those clothes in that time period and everything. But then like later I would see like mist coming out of your breath, from how cold it was, and I was like, is it hot or cold there? I can't
It's
tell.
literally the way the desert is set up. Like at night, the desert is freezing cold, freezing cold.
That's insane. So you're playing a very withdrawn, stoic character as Mo, which is quite a contrast to say Shuri, who's this lighthearted genius. Do you find one temperament to be more challenging than the other?
Actually, it's more challenging to play Shuri, actually.
How
Uh,
so?
well, in the first film, the second film, that those are completely different emotions to what she carried in the first film. But it's a different energy to what I usually carry. It's really, I am lighthearted and fun. I am. Let me give myself some credit. But to keep that energy all the time is quite difficult. But also, I also enjoy getting into like the dramatics of it, if you want to call it, like just the deep, somber, like internal character work that you need to do. Actually, you know what? Both are difficult. Everything for an actor is difficult because we always try to, tell the truth and do our best. But yeah, they're equally as challenging.
No, I totally understand. Like, so I do stand-up comedy, and so it's one of those things where it's like flipping that switch on. It's like a different person, and then you come off and you bring it down. But I could never maintain that like all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Yes. So I did want to ask, like, did you have a particular like a trait that you learned for this film that you like? Which one was, I guess, the most exciting for you to learn? Was there anything as far as like horseback riding or shooting the guns or anything like that you had to do extensive training for?
Yeah, I love the horseback riding. We had a great team out there that taught us, and also, yeah, the training for shooting as well. We had a great props master and a great, team attached. But yeah, essentially, like he was the one that looked after me, and he took good care of me, and he taught me very well. And I was able to not only remain safe, but also like he made sure like I looked like I could shoot a gun. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm really proud of myself because that's all me. No, no, that's me. Just being able to do that. Yeah. Just a great achievement. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. No, well, you definitely look like you could shoot a gun. You had me fooled. So I thought you were awesome. I don't know if you can tell, I love comic books. So I wanted to ask you one more Shuri question, if you don't mind. But I know I don't want you to spoil anything. I'm not a big fan of that. But have you been informed at all on what the future might look like for Shuri in the MCU, or when we might see her again?
No, I haven't. I will know as soon as you know. But the comic books are a good indication. Did you love comic books? Yeah, comic books are.
Yeah, I almost feel like my background's too distracting. Like I like it.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
I'm like,
but I can't tell you how many times I've jumped in an interview with somebody that I have like 4 minutes for, and then they're immediately I talked to Sylvester Stallone once, and I had 4 minutes with him, and then I come on, and he immediately starts talking about my background and his favorite comic books. And I'm like, no, I don't have time for this.
4 minutes.
2 are already gone. Oh no. Letitia, this is such a great honor to get to meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really love the movie, and I can't wait for everybody to check it out.
Thank you.